Hi all, welcome back for Lesson 4, Writing Reports, Proposals, and Ethical Considerations of Conducting Needs Assessments. Typically, in conducting needs assessments, one of the first things you do is, of course, identify the overarching performance gaps. What are the goals of the client? And then you educate yourself about the situation, learn as much as you can about it. And of course, then the next step is probably to put your thoughts down on paper. What are your plans? And this translates to preparing some type of proposal that you'll present to usually the decision maker, at least someone who's going to pay the bill or at least account for your time. And in a proposal, you usually describe the situation as you see it, the problem or opportunity, outline proposed actions that you or others will take, and then of course include the terms, conditions, or boundaries under which you would embark on such an engagement. So it's kind of typical, and there are different kind of templates you can use for proposals, some very elaborate, some very simple. But in any case, it's kind of a necessary evil, and it's necessary. Think of it as your project plan. And one of the activities for next time for you will be, not for next time, but at the end of the session, will be actually creating your proposal that you would present to your stakeholders for the needs assessment that you plan on conducting. And of course, submitting that proposal in the course Dropbox. Additionally, a couple other things we'll have you do is in this module is also think about the ethical considerations of what activities you're going to do. And whether it's your proposal or others, let me share with you an example. I conducted a needs assessment for a fairly large organization. The group that I was focused on was really the team leaders and supervisors. I did to me, I thought I did a wonderful job on collecting data. I had these reports I was very proud of. And I remember the general manager having a conversation with him, and he said, "Oh, could I look through the data? I wanted to see the various how people responded to certain questions." And of course, at first I was going to jump and show him things, but he got distracted onto another conversation. That was lucky for me, because it gave me time to think a little bit about what I was about to do. And what I was about to do was let him see data and people's names and other kinds of things, at least raw data. And I thought, and he came back and I said, "Well, no, really a lot of this information, it was conducted under the assumption that people's responses were going to be anonymous, that I was going to take the data and report it as a group versus as individual information and so forth." But the thing that really got me was at the end of the conversation, "Oh, well, yeah, I can see your point." He said, "Because next week about half the people that you worked with aren't going to be here any longer. We're going to have a layoff this coming Friday, and about half those people are going to be let go from their positions." Of course, all I could think of was a sigh of relief, because guess what? To some of those people, they may have thought that their termination was based on my needs assessment, when in fact it really had nothing to do with it. But for me, being, the person potentially being liable for that, and of course you look at someone like a Penn State has deep pockets in this litigious society that we have, they want to sue everybody. So I was very thankful that I followed the ethical approach of maintaining confidentiality and anonymity and so forth. But that was one example I had. But in your materials, you've all been pre-assigned to groups, and in these groups, you've been given a scenario for your group to consider. And your challenge will be is to discuss this back and forth within your group at times and whatever convenient to you, and then post in the group forum for the course your group's opinion of that particular scenario and what action should be taken. And then each group should be able to see each other's scenarios and responses. The last activity in this particular module, there is a quiz. It really follows, or at least encompasses, the first half of the textbook. That would be the chapters that we've covered so far. The questions in the quiz are the author's questions, not mine. None of the questions are meant to be tricky, but however, a lot of them to me can split hairs, meaning you really have to look at the materials closely to discriminate the right answer. But the quiz is just a minor part of this whole course, so take it as such, but good luck, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.